HATO. Look what I got today. Man, you gotta try it. It's so good.
Oh man, we have got to get more of this. Hello, and welcome back to episode 6 on the Amelix SMP. Today, my skin isn't working, so I'm a squid. And I don't know why my skin isn't working, but there appears to be some issue with cosmetics right now. In any case, today we're going to be building a tropical fish farm. Really a pufferfish farm. And as you can see, we may or may not already have built this. And by we, I don't mean me. I mean Ray. And Ray built this a little while back. It's kind of in keeping with our potion ingredient plans. Right, we're gathering ingredients for the big potion brewer. And as a result of that, we need a bunch of weird items, right? So in my last couple of videos, we did rabbit's feet, and then we did turtle scoots, right, for the shell helmets. But before all of that, Ray had already built this. So what we're going to be doing today is going onto the SMP mirror, which is a creative world that is regularly backed up and is a copy of the SMP, which we're on right now. And we're going to be talking with Ray and building pretty much this farm again, and just, going over the mechanics and how to build it and how everything works. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right. So this platform is what? 64 by 64?
Yeah, so they can spawn up to 32 blocks away from the player.
Okay.
In a radius. So yeah, that's why we're making it 64 by 64. And this is basically what I did on the SMP.
All right.
So you're still gonna get like squid spawning around, but mostly on the outside.
Right.
So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm not sure if I made it 13 or 12. Well, it measures from the player's eye, not the foot level. So yeah, I think you'll still get spawns directly under you. But I'm just gonna make it go one up more.
Okay.
So yeah, the AFK platform is bigger than this, I promise. Okay, so I'm gonna go turn off the mob switch, and then before I do that, let me get a command block to teleport all the items to you, so you can see how fast your inventory fills up.
Okay.
Because it makes a surprisingly large amount of rates.
Yeah, and so from this, we're going to get bones, pufferfish, tropical fish. Are we going to get any, like, cod or salmon, or do those not spawn in Warm Oceans?
Cod, yes, I've gotten cod from this too. I don't know about salmon.
Okay.
You'll also get, a squid spawning, like, the corners.
Okay.
So, a very negligible amount of ink sacs.
And I'm back. So since me and Ray's conversation ended up being kind of jumping around a lot, and we ended up kind of, having to mess around with some stuff and do kind of all kinds of different things, I figured I would just jump in every once in a while, and we could, clarify some stuff and talk about how to get this farm totally built in your world. So for this first part, you want the magma cube platform to be 2 blocks under the surface, or rather 2 blocks of water over top of the magma cube platform, okay? And that platform is going to be 64 blocks by 64 blocks. So for the next part, we're looking at the rails underneath. You just want 1 block of air between the magma cubes and the next platform that you're going to put the rails on top of. And those rails are going to really be the layout of your choice. There's no specific way that you need to do things, but the faster you have those hopper minecarts moving, the less hopper minecarts you can use, and ultimately the faster your item collection is going to be.
So I thought about seeing if I could just flush the mobs into trapdoor try to killer. But honestly, I think that the amount of time that they live is longer and would be slower rates than compared to just sucking them. I think that their death animation lasts longer than they're alive on the magma blocks.
It very well might.
So now, going with the trapdoor try to kill, try to get looting, it might cut down on the rates. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it would give way more bones. Am I good to, on this side, replace all of these to curve them around?
I'm doing that right now. So, like, we have the squid farm. People usually do squid farms with, like, magma blocks, right?
Yeah.
The one that we have on the SMP, which was inspired by Arch Thunder, it uses soul sand to push them up into a layer of flowing water and then flushes them into the middle with the trapdoor try to killer. And that gives more ink sacs.
Oh, we got an issue here with the rails. We've got one that doesn't line up because it's odd number.
I'm just gonna bust that these. I probably started from the wrong end.
Oh, and shouldn't we want this to be powered so that we can send it into a block and then...
Yeah, I'm just gonna replace the smooth stone with redstone blocks.
Oh, that's smart. And then, obviously, if you are building this in survival, probably do not use redstone blocks for your entire floor. That would not be a resource-efficient thing to do. But since we're just building this here for demo purposes, we can definitely do whatever we want to. That's how it works, In creative mode, we don't have to trade with cleric villagers for hours and hours and hours to get all of this.
I can imagine somebody doing this after the witch farm buffs.
But yeah, after the witch farm buff, we're not going to have to worry about this at all. We could actually do this in survival.
Okay, I'm gonna go far away and see, just go high in the sky so that I'm not spawning any fish with me.
I'm gonna clear my inventory here, and then I'm gonna set a timer on my phone, and we're gonna get an exact rate, like, per minute here. Alright, ready, and... Yeah. Alright, so let's see, and after 1 minute, okay, we have 64 and 46 tropical fish, 30 bones, and 18 pufferfish.
Damn. After 1 minute?
Yeah, after 1 minute. So we can probably pretty safely call that half a stack of bones a minute. So 30 stacks of bones per hour. 128 stacks of, 120 stacks of tropical fish an hour, and then like 30 stacks of pufferfish an hour. So, pretty insane rates.
Okay, so the item collection that I have on the SMP, which, it can be made simpler, is a dispenser like every 4 blocks. And I'm actually just going to do that real quick. I'm not going to go down all the way. And then I had salt blocks, observers, repeaters. I did go a little fancy with the item collection, but it's still not good. Wait, I don't think we even had salt blocks between these. No reason to have the salt blocks here.
Okay.
You can edit this part out.
Well, a lot of this is going to get edited down, right? Because I want it to be like 20 minutes long, you know. So there's going to be tons of stuff like where we're just messing around trying to get the commands right. So here, this is just doing the timing for when to send off the mine carts, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, is there any reason why we wouldn't want these to fire in faster succession?
It's the design of the hopper minecart heater that I'm using.
Okay.
So, just, well, I don't think I'll do it because I need to rework the rails at the edges. So, imagine one at a time. So that'll basically trigger the observers to activate the dispensers.
Uh-huh.
And then the hopper minecart will just zigzag back and forth a few times.
Right.
It will... Okay, so it'll go that way, it'll come this way, it'll go that way, it'll come this way, and then it will go off the rails onto a centralized rail, all the minecarts, right?
Yeah.
And they all go into one instant hopper minecart unloader. And then the hopper minecart items, they spawn in a different water stream than the items. They get redistributed back to the dispensers.
When you power rails, you know, they change directions. Gotta...
Yeah, I know. So another reason why you don't want to make this all out of redstone blocks.
Yeah, because then you won't be able to actually set up any of these curves. Right.
Have you actually seen the farm on the SMP?
Yes, I've seen it. I've seen it running. I don't know that we need to show anything actually running today, just because it is pretty self-explanatory. Hopper minecarts run down, they pick the stuff up. I don't think there's anybody that's watching my videos that can't imagine hopper minecarts running, so we can skip that part. But
so, like, if I were to redo this, then instead of having all those dispensers, I would have just one dispenser. Right? It would take quite a long time for the hopper minecarts to go all the way out, right, and back to the beginning. But on a slow clock, then you wouldn't have too many hopper minecarts out.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, I was going to say we probably having one out at a time would be too few. So we'd probably want, I don't know, it takes hopper minecarts are so slow, so we probably want at least it's 64. We probably want at least one for every 4 chunks. So it would be like like 16 out at a time.
Yeah, you just play around with the clock lengths.
Yeah. And, you know, just see whatever whatever amount causes you to not have too many items piling up on the magma.
We would actually need a shulk box loader for this. Because I said we have like at least 15 boxes of tropical fish, and I wasn't even AFK for that long for each time I was there.
Uh-huh. I mean, I'm a big proponent of like shulker box loaders on everything, so just like throw one on there. It's convenient.
Oh yeah, and also if I were to remake this, I'd make the redstone above water.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably not an idea.
A little too frustrating.
Well, and it would be super easy too, because all you would have to do, right, is you know, you can even have that same dropper system, right? And you just imagine the observer, just have the observers doing this, or I guess the inverse, right? And then you can just use an observer line to bring everything down. You know what I mean? Like this. Or you could do this.
So you saw what it looked like on the SMP. The way I make sure that all the Hopper Minecart items get redistributed to all of the dispensers, instead of all of them being taken up by the first one, right, is I just basically fill every dispenser with Hopper Minecarts and all the hoppers too. So every time they dispense a Hopper Minecart, they have one empty slot in the hopper. So when they get redistributed back to the dispensers, they just fill up each and every one of them.
Right, and now that wouldn't matter here because we're only going to use one dispenser, right? So.
Oh yes, so I'm trying to remember how to make a basic hopper clock. Okay, I gotta raise this up a little bit so that it's not underwater still. How many blocks? The comparator has to go here, so one more block up.
You can actually, well, yeah.
So that you don't have to drain out any water.
Yeah, I just meant from where it was, you can sort of move around what's above and what's below to have it be like you can put the hoppers above the pistons.
Oh, I see what you mean. Let me put in a stack of items. So that would trigger the dispenser to place one hopper minecart?
Yep.
It'll just go underneath the magma blocks and pick up all the items. I wonder how long it'll take to get back to the beginning.
Probably a long time.
Okay, it's just about to go again.
Got stuck.
Did it bounce back or no?
No, it just got stuck on the corner block. I just broke the corner block. Nothing's spawning there anyways, so...
Oh, okay. So this has to go out one more.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, that doesn't matter, because he said nothing spawns in the corners.
Right, yeah, so...
Well, squid can spawn in the corners, but...
Well, yeah.
We don't really care, but they're much better squid farms.
Right. You know, I think the one stack of items is just about right. Because it's sending one off every... Oh, since we're not in the middle, they are going to get stuck.
Oh, yeah.
Here, I'll stand in the middle here so that you can see. Let's see. It's / game rule do mob spawning true. Let's see if I get it first try. There we go. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but if you, say, put a second AFK platform that was higher up so that only squid could spawn, would that increase your ink sac rates? Like, could you...
Yeah, probably.
Could you make this a combo farm and just have a separate AFK spot for squid? So...
Okay, so you mean like one player where you're at and another player like 120 blocks above?
No. Just like, so like, say somebody was building this in their single player world, right? And they want to get ink sacs too. Could I just put like so I'm standing on this glass block. Could I just go up like it would be would it be 128 blocks? No, because then everything would be despawning. Could I just go up 30 something blocks, and then that way only squid would be able to spawn, none of the fish would? You know what I mean? So like if I go up to...
I'd imagine that. But they'll be spawning like a lot of them outside of the squid, outside of this farm too.
Alright, so let's see. I'm at Y level 100. And there are some squid spawning. Well, there was one. Now I'm not getting any spawns of anything. Alright, well, that pretty much answers the question there. No, you cannot just AFK a little bit higher and get good squid rates. Which is a shame. That would be pretty convenient.
You know, we should have done proper rate testing. So that, of course, people are going to want to know how much this gives an hour.
Yeah. What we've done is going to have to suffice. I don't know about you, but I'm not really in the mood to AFK for 5 hours and
me either.
Figure it out.
The answer is surprisingly a lot per hour.
Yeah, the answer is more tropical fish than you ever are going to reasonably need. So
I had to look up a tropical fish article on the Minecraft wiki because I didn't know what it's used for. I think the only use it has is selling to fishermen.
Oh yeah, you could sell to fishermen. I didn't even think of that. So this farm is actually very, very, very multi-purpose. Like, it gives you a villager trade, it gives you a potion ingredient. Oh, come on. Just instantly fill up my inventory.
Yeah, I was wondering why it looked weird the first time, being so small, a quarter of the size. I'm like, something seems off about this.
Yeah. So, just to recap here, then, for the sake of the video, can you turn that off real quick? Just to recap here for the sake of the video, really, this farm, all it is, okay, is a 64 by 64 platform of magma with
This is
a
like I have a couple of blocks below sea level.
yeah, just 2 blocks underneath sea level, and then we've got a 1 block air gap basically, and we've got another platform that we're going to put rails on top of. Okay, and these do not all need to be powered rails. They can be, you know, whatever layout works for you. Obviously, the more powered rails, the better, because you want these minecarts to be going pretty quick. And then you're just looping them all the way back around. And we've got, let's see, all the way over here somewhere. Swimming along. If I can find where I'm supposed to be going here. Over this way. We've just got a dispenser on a clock that is shooting these minecarts out. And you can mess around with this interval and do whatever you want. Right now, we've got it at 1 stack in that clock. So, that's going to just let them all loop back around, give you enough to pick up all the items. And something to be aware of is these minecarts will get stuck if you aren't in the center. So you want to, once you turn this on, you definitely want to go AFK in the middle. You can't just leave those running. And then, if you're going to build this, obviously you're going to want something that's going to recycle those. So once they reach the end over there, all you're going to want to do is loop another line of rails back around and put a cactus with a slab over it, and then a hopper underneath it, and you're going to pick up the minecarts when they get broken, and you can just funnel them straight back into this dispenser here. Overall, has to be one of the simplest farms, and it does have a ton of different purposes here. We've got we've got bones, which are obviously self-explanatory. Bone meal is like the greatest thing in Bedrock Edition. Then we've got tropical fish, which can be traded for emeralds, and this is what you're going to get an absolute ton of. Then we get pufferfish for a potion ingredient, for arguably one of the most useful potions. And then finally, you're going to get a little bit of ink sacs. So overall, I would say this is probably, for single-player worlds, one of the best farms you could possibly build. This is going to last you for so many different things, especially if you're not necessarily a person who likes building farms. This might be the perfect thing for you. And Ray, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is an entirely original design by you, yes?
Oh yes, I've never seen a puff farm before.
Alright, so Ray, do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't. Well, I do, but I don't post videos.
Okay, so nothing to plug then to all 5 people that are going to watch this.
Probably all Amelix members.
They're all Amelix members, so they already know who you are. Probably no need to plug anything, but
I'm not sure if anybody outside of Amelix will watch it.
Yeah, well, you know, I've been getting some of my videos have been getting recommended through the YouTube 15th anniversary promotion thing that they're doing.
Oh, okay.
So I've been
That's
getting
cool.
I have a ton of unique viewers. None of them are subscribing, unfortunately. But I actually, that's not actually totally true, because I have gotten like 8 new subscribers in the last few days that are coming from these just getting promoted in that 15th anniversary feed, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's gonna about do it for the video today. So I think, yeah, I think that's about all. Anything you want to add, Ray?
Not really. I think I said that this doesn't need to be a big square. You can make it a circle to save on rails and magma blocks. And probably also cut down on the amount of time that the hopping minecarts are out.
All right. And then you mentioned earlier you think that a shulker box loader is necessary for this?
If you want to save the tropical fish, then yeah. Or you could just filter out everything except pufferfish.
Yeah.
But come on, who really needs that much pufferfish?
Well, true. And then you're missing out on the villager trade opportunity and the bones, which are I don't know anybody who wants less bones in their Minecraft world. So
Right, yeah.
finally, we kind of glossed over the actual process of sending out all of these minecarts, and the reason for that is it's pretty much up to you. I'll fly down here real quick, and we can take a look at what Ray did. Oops, that's not good. Hope I'm going to be able to get out of here, actually. Alright, nobody tell Ray. Cool. So, we'll just show this real quick. Ray, in the actual farm on the SMP, we have a bunch of different sections that the hopper minecarts are sent out from, right? So when you build this, if you're going to, you could either do something like this, where you don't have to worry about like how fast to send out these hopper minecarts, or you could just do a single station like we show, where all you're going to have to do there is have a little clock that is set to however fast you would like to send them out. And that's really all it takes for this farm. Obviously, you're going to want to have some method of picking up the hopper minecarts, but there are tons of options for that. Literally, you could just do a cactus with a hopper next to it, pretty much. And that'll do the trick just fine. So yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoy, and just a heads up, next week we're going to be looking at the last of the sort of goofy farms, and I'm going to be building that one on the SMP. This isn't another one that people did already, but it is going to be somebody else's design, and that farm is going to be Phantom Membranes, and that farm was already designed by somebody else. We might make some changes to it, but yeah, so we're going to get that done next week, and then after that, I'm going to have to think of a new project for us to start working on that doesn't maybe involve farming super niche and kind of weird items. So, goodbye, and I'll catch you next time.